Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you're doing fine and everybody is safe and sound at their homes. I have waited for 10 minutes for everyone to join in because whatever could be the reasons, some of you might find it difficult to join online. Therefore, 10 minutes have been allocated to that. Rest assured, if you want to be part of the class, you must use your official email address allocated to you by Zebis University. You cannot join through your personal email address. I can see 33 participants, and in reality, you guys are at least 50 plus. Anyway, we can no longer wait for them. It's 12:40. So let's talk about what we are going to do today. Today, we are going to talk about something that we already know and that we have been doing for a long time, that is reading skills. One of the modules that is incorporated in your communication and presentation skills as well as reading skills. One of you shared your concern that um, listening skills was already discussed in first semester and it is there in the second one as well. However, this reading skill is going to sound same, but we are going to find out other ways in which we can actually approach a text and analyze it and try and understand it. There are many techniques or strategies that could be there from which with the help of which we can actually study any material, any text. So let's take a look at those um, 5 to 10 strategies first. Then I'll show you some text, and then follow-up questions would be there, and you will be required to actually answer those questions. Meanwhile, I can see some of you are struggling with keeping your mic or video off. Please keep it off. We don't want to see what's happening at your end. It could be inappropriate as well, and that will definitely end up or result into embarrassment for you only. So make sure that you're vigilant with this class. Although this is an online class, but this is equally important and equally artificial as if it is being taken on campus. ठीक है तो अपने कैमरास और अपने माइक्स का खुद खास ख्याल रखें, right? आपकी attendance ली जाएगी. I've just noted down your attendance right now and I'll be taking attendance once more just because कुछ बच्चे attend कुछ connectivity के issue की वजह से कोई problem ना हो जाए. ठीक है तो attendance के लिए there's no need to get worried because I'll take it once again after 1 hour or so. I'll let you know. Right. So let's talk about reading skills. Reading, as you know, that is part of those four basic language skills that you have been bombarded with since the first semester. Everybody has been telling you about that. These, especially your English teacher, must have told you about how important these language skills are and why you need to learn and etc. So I'll be refreshing and reinforcing your memory, your understanding regarding listening skills, right? So let's see how can we define listening skills. This is the handout that I'm referring to. It's a help sheet and it definitely would help you understand texts in better ways. Now, this is 5 minute self-test. I'll quickly read it for you and you can check the boxes at your end. Finding enough time and energy. What kind of difficulties that you face while you are at university, you can tick the boxes below. As far as I'm concerned, and if I struggle with any point, that would be the last point, reading different types of text, case studies, reports, literature reviews, and etc. Other than that, because I've been teaching English for a long time and I've been reading a lot of things, so I can manage all those, right? I can understand theoretical and detailed information, of course, specific to my field of interest. I can't have information and enough knowledge about AI or any other computer related field like that. That is your domain, that is your field of study. Evaluating evidence, identifying similarities and differences between texts. This is the most easiest one where we can look for similarities and differences. This is also compare and contrast. Then maintaining concentration. When I was your age, yes, I used to struggle with, concentration. It was a big deal to listen to people for 3 to 5 hours consecutively. I would lose interest very quickly or would not understand what is being said. But now, if I talk about myself, I can maintain a lot of concentration. My concentration span has evolved and expanded over the years, and yours will too. Eventually, your concentration will definitely evolve and expand itself. Then improving speed. Um, Again, when I was a little younger, or maybe younger than you, maybe in my teens, my speed of reading was not that good. I used to struggle with vocabulary and contextualization. I wouldn't understand the inferencing skills, and I would have to read it, multiple times and look for the dictionary and all. But now it is suffice to say that even if I do not understand each and every word, I can still make sense of most of it. So I have understood how to read. There are different types of reading skills and different types of reading strategies and approaches available, which could include speed reading, slow reading, intensive reading, extensive reading, skimming, scanning, long reading, short reading, and much more. Then managing vocabulary, selecting what to focus on, and in the text, understanding new theoretical information, evaluating evidence, identifying main points and supporting arguments, reading texts that tells us about the background knowledge and experiences. So all these things could be one of those difficulties or some of those difficulties that you face while reading. And it is not exclusively attributed to English subject only. You must have readings, case studies, reports, or deep studies for other subjects as well. All the subjects that you're studying, you're supposed to read in one way or another. Either you're going to read for a quiz or assignment, for understanding, for examination, or presentation. Reading is always there. As far as general reading is concerned, when we move around, we look at the billboards, we read pamphlets, we read newspaper, we even read some juicy stuff over Instagram and Facebook and everything. Whatever platform that you use, definitely on daily basis, you are reading something, you are evaluating, you are evolving. So reading is a constant process. It is one of those processes, language processes, which do not stop till you die. Till the day you die, it will keep happening. So, if we talk about what are the demands of university reading, of course, it's not easy. Although we take it easily, and since the invention of AI and common usage of AI, reading has helplessly and unfortunately reduced to the minimum. What do? We take the text, the lengthy text, we paste it in some kind of AI, and it summarizes for us. So we do not have to read. And this is what we have been doing. And so before this, when we did not have YouTube and all these technological advancements, we used to have these khulasas and these guest papers and everything, जहाँ से हम रट्टा मार कर एग्जाम में चले जाते थे. तो reading culture has been struggling in Pakistan for a long time, and definitely globally it has also reduced. But again, even if it has reduced, it has not yet vanished or completely faded. Therefore, we need to learn. This help sheet will understandably provide you extensive reading advice, how you can read different kind of text with different kind of approaches and methodologies. Now, before we read about these advices and these important points, we must find it worth reflecting on the nature of reading that we conduct at university. This perhaps will help us understand the particular useful utility of this handout in the upcoming section. So what you read at university, of course, like I've told you, articles, newspapers, reference chapters, PowerPoint slides, books, or research reports, literature reviews, case studies, and much more, right? Why do you read at the university? Because you have to prepare for tutorials, assignments, quizzes, and exams. And what reading abilities you need? Beyond being able to simply understand and comprehend the texts that are available to you, you need to be able to evaluate them, critique them, to compare and contrast them with other information that is available out there. You cannot just be black and white. You have to find the gray area as well. So you have to be critical and analytic in your approach towards reading different kinds of texts. Now, as far as effective reading is concerned and general advice is concerned, these are some points that I find very helpful in this handout, and I usually share in my classes. Now, the following advice may seem obvious, but it is definitely important. Number one, consider where you read. Always read in a well lit and quiet place that is free of distractions, and do not get into the habit of reading uni materials in bed. Yes, this is my personal observation, and you can definitely disagree with me that students, they have started studying from the mobile phones. They tend not to get it printed, and then, of course, they lose their eyesight as well. While they're sleeping, they're reading or they're listening to some YouTube audio or video for that matter. So their reading capacity has decreased. And one of the points that this handout tells us that we should not read ourselves to sleep. We should not be reading in the bed. That is a bad habit. Do not vocalize as you read. जिसे रटा मारना नहीं कहते, जब हम कभी कुछ याद ना हो रहा हो. I used to have students when they were unable to understand and remember things, तो वो ऊंचा ऊंचा rote learning कर रहे थे, और जिसे रट्टा मारना हम कहते हैं. तो that should be avoided, that should be decreased, because this will divide your concentration, and definitely bad reading approaches will be there. You must have observed that whenever you guys present, yes, I have forcefully asked most of you to present at least more than 4 times, and you must have seen that some of the students, they are reluctant. No matter what kind of feedback they get, they will still do whatever is their comfort zone. They will not try to improve. That is because this approach has been applied and taken forward by them since the beginning, and they do not feel the need to change. मतलब जिसने स्क्रिप्ट रीड करनी है वो स्क्रिप्ट रीड ही करेगा. वो समझता है कि बस ठीक है, 4 में से 2 नंबर आ जाए, जान छूट जाए. They don't have the understanding and the motivation to actually change their approach. Tiny little advancements and incorporations can definitely make you a good public speaker as well as reader. अगर हम अच्छे से पढ़ कर नहीं आते तो हमारी स्पीकिंग भी ठीक नहीं होती. हमें पता नहीं होता कि हम एक्चुअली क्या कहना चाह रहे होते हैं, राइट? So, reading, writing, speaking, and listening, all these language skills are interdependent, interconnected, and definitely always aiding each other. You cannot find one technique, one skill altogether separately. Somehow, when you're writing, you're reading from somewhere, you're listening some instruction, और if you're speaking, कहीं ना कहीं से कोई input है तो ही output बनती है. Therefore, it is important to incorporate all of these things. Then read at times when you can concentrate and maintain concentration. You can take regular breaks as well. The breaks could be between 30 to 35 minutes, or it could be 45 minutes. मगर इतनी भी prolonged नहीं होनी चाहिए कि वापस आते हुए problem हो. Like on daily basis, I have to read at least 2 to 3 articles for my PhD thesis. Okay. Of course, I'm teaching as well. I have to grade papers. I have to make assignments. I have to take care of my different bosses as I'm a visiting faculty. So I have to take care of different kinds of tasks that are assigned to me. Then I have to take care of my home as well, my parents. There are many things that I'm supposed to do. So my concentration span is definitely very divided. और जब आप PhD के लिए कुछ लिख रहे होते हैं, then you have to be very focused. So what do? I read one article and then I take a break. I do not write immediately. I do not contemplate immediately. I just try to absorb it. मैं उसको किसी कंपल्शन की तरह नहीं पढ़ती हूँ. मैं उसको समझने के लिए जितना समझ आ जाए, इवन इफ इट इज 10%, उतना समझने के लिए पढ़ लेती हूँ. राइट? इसी तरह से तीनों आर्टिकल किसी ना किसी तरह एक दिन में आई ट्राई एंड फिनिश देम. Now, when I have time of 30 to 45 minutes after 7 to 8 p.m. Probably 8 बजे के बाद 1 घंटा definitely I sit down and try and write something. then I do not read it again. I just write whatever I remember. Once I've written 500 to 700 words, I go back to the articles, look for the references for all the augmentations that I've put it on the paper, and then give the references, and I let it rest for the rest of the week. Then eventually after the week, go back, look at everything, and then I have a fresh look on the same reading that I was doing. So ये कुछ कुछ techniques होती हैं जो आप अपनी मर्जी से devise करते हैं, whatever suits you best. Then set yourself reading tasks, 10 pages, one chapter, one section, one concept for that matter, for daily basis, or maybe then because you have 6 to 7 subjects, or maybe 8 भी होते हैं, कोई labs भी होते हैं आप लोगों के, तो आपको उसको equally divide करके रखना है. Remember that reading often takes longer than you expect, and you often need to go beyond the set of text. Give yourself enough time. बहुत सारा information आप एक ही दफा में पढ़ने और समझने की कोशिश करेंगे तो definitely वो problematic होगा, बहुत haphazard होगा और कुछ भी achieve नहीं हो पाएगा. Then we have these reading strategies. In this help sheet, we'll find 10 reading strategies. These are the most basic ones. And believe you me, you have been practicing these, but you don't know the names. Perhaps you know what is skimming and scanning. वो आपको बताया गया होगा. उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे reading techniques होते हैं. So let's talk about those. The first strategy is purposeful reading, right? Purposeful reading is when you're reading with the purpose. The purpose could be a quiz. The purpose could be a counter argument that you have to provide to your classmate. The purpose could be that you need to reply somebody, इसलिए आप पूरी जान लगाकर उसको पढ़ रहे हैं ताकि आप उसे एक करारा सा जवाब दे सके. It really depends कि आप क्या और किस लिए पढ़ रहे हैं. मोस्टली स्टूडेंट्स वो तभी पढ़ते हैं या तो एग्जाम होता है या क्विज होता है या असाइनमेंट होता है, वरना वो फिर उनकी अपनी अपनी चॉइसेस होती हैं. Be very clear about what you are looking for. This is the most important thing. Do not just read aimlessly. You have to make sure, you have to delimitize, you have to put a fence around the reading. Keep some questions and the topics and the issues in your mind, how you're going to go about the reading. So that is purposeful reading. It can definitely help you become a selective reader as well, and it can make your concentration span a much more expanded version of it, और आप बेहतर हो सकते हैं. Second strategy, which you already probably know, is scanning, where you look for specific details within the text. And one of the reasons to scan academic text is to find different references while researching about a topic. So scanning helps like that. Then skimming is the gist of the entire text that you read. It could be a short story, a paragraph, a case study, and etc. While skimming, what do? You read everything for a generic understanding, right? And skimming may allow to read up to 1000 words in a minute. It depends कि आपकी speed क्या है. As with scanning and skimming, does not involve reading every word. Instead, you may skim by reading. अब skim करने के बहुत सारे techniques हैं. You can look at the titles, you can look at the highlighted things, could look at the pictures. ऐसा कुछ भी जो stand out करता है उसके बारे में आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपकी skimming हो जाएगी. You have to read carefully, right? Some of the chapters, अगर आप reference chapters आपको provide किए जाते हैं और आपने देखे हो तो उसमें क्वेश्चंस भी हो सकते हैं, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स भी लिखे हो सकते हैं, और इन द बिगिनिंग और एट द एंड समरीज भी दी हो सकती हैं. सो दीज थिंग्स दे कैन हेल्प. और वो जो हमारा इंडेक्स होता है, अपेंडिसेस होते हैं, कंटेंट लिस्ट होती है, वो सारी चीजें भी आपको स्किमिंग में हेल्प करती हैं. Now, this is an interesting fact. Now, this is a text that I'm going to read. According to research at an English university, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter is at the right place. The rest can be a total mess and you can still read it without a problem. This is because we do not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. Now, if you look at the words that I've just read for you, their spellings are incorrect, But did you see me getting confused or slowing down? No, because the fact that they have mentioned that uh, uh, first letter and the last letter has to be correct, right? Then you can read it. For example, look at the first word, according. Now that is not the correct spelling, but when I read it correctly. So that is the strategy, that look for the first letter and the last letter in order to become a fluent reader. Then we have strategy number 4, information words. Information words are those words which help us understand the deep meaning. There are two types of meanings, namely connotative and denotative meaning. Denotative meaning comes from dictionary meaning, and connotative meaning comes from social or thematic meaning. Now, when we are reading, information words or content words can help us understand 50 or 60% of the entire text that we are trying to comprehend. We do not need all the words to make understanding clear in our mind. For example, this is an activity. Read the following 4 paragraphs and see if you can get a sense of general meaning by only reading the information words. अब यहाँ पे dashes में आपने कुछ words add करने हैं. However, the rest of the words that you can read explicitly are information words. So go ahead and try and attempt the first one. To do this, you have 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, I'll see के chat box में किसने participate किया है, ठीक है? Read the activity and fill in the blanks by adding information. एक generic meaning बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि possible words क्या हो सकते हैं. ठीक है? After 5 minutes, I'll read your attempt in the chat box. Well, I'm waiting for the answers in the chat box since nobody has answered and nobody seems to be interested. Okay, Zahra has added something. So Zahra has written have in the first dash. That is, some advertisements have undesirable effects on people. One from One form of advertising suggests of buying that brings happiness. Okay, that's fine. That does make sense. फिर हसनैन ने भी कुछ लिखा है. हसनैन have written the same, that some advertisements have undesirable effects on us. One form of advertising suggests us buying and brings happiness. चलिए ठीक है. चलिए ज़हरा और हसनैन को थोड़ा बहुत तो समझ आ ही गया कि how it is done. Then we have reading strategy number 5, and this is very common in the presentations that you guys actually present most of the time. That is phrase reading, where you do not put emphasis in the right places. Phrase reading क्या होती है कि आप प्रॉपर मीनिंगफुल फ्रेजेस के साथ रीडिंग करें. अब अगर बोलते हुए मैं इस तरह बोलना शुरू कर दूं, लिसन टू माय वॉइस केयरफुली. वॉच द आईज of a friend or a member of your family. Now this is very bad because it brings much confusion for the listeners to make meaning out of it. But if I try to speak it like this or read it like this, watch the eyes of a friend or a member of your family, that makes more sense कि कहाँ पे pauses देने हैं. That is phrase reading for you. Poor readers take in only one or two words in each fixation. Fixation कहाँ है? जहां जहां आपने word पे slow करना है. अब ये पहला वाला देखें, पहला जो यहाँ पर mentioned है. This is a bad example. इस तरह से जो बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, it's a very bad reading. This is how a poor reader's eyes move along lines of print. This is not you should be reading. A good reader would actually read like this. देखिए कहाँ जहां पर लाइन है वहां वहां पे आप इसको emphasize करेंगे. This is how a better reader's eyes move along lines of print. That makes more sense and the listener is able to listen carefully कि कैसे हो रहा है. फिर उसके बाद next strategy है analytic reading. Analytic reading or study reading is very common among students of university because it helps you understand and appreciate the material that you're reading. In first semester you must have studied narrative writing, short story, where how to evaluate and do plot analysis has been discussed with you. So analytic reading is more likely to be called critical reading, where you try to read beyond the text and try and understand most of it, right? Then we have another strategy, marking the text. Now, marking the text is common among students as well. If the text that you're reading has a certain points that you need to mark, some words could be there, phrases or important sections could be there. You can use a number of techniques. You can either, mark it, make a star, post some kind of label over here. You can write something at the margins, etc. This process of marking text can definitely help you concentrate. Again, I'll go back to my example that what do I do when I'm reading? If the reading is too complex for my understanding, and sometimes definitely it happens कि reading वाकई बहुत मुश्किल है और समझ नहीं आ रही होती, तो I mark the easiest sections first, कि जो easiest sections हैं उन सारों को पढ़ने से मुझे क्या समझ आती है. That is my technique. I mark them. अब मार्किंग करने के एक और तरीके भी होते हैं कि बच्चे जो हैं हर लाइन के नीचे ही लाइन लगा देते हैं, हाईलाइट कर देते हैं, तो वो भी आपने नहीं करना. लेकिन प्रॉपर जगहों पर मार्क करने के बाद आप उसको बाद में पढ़ सकते हैं. देन वी हैव another reading strategy, that is note taking, which unfortunately these days students do not do at all. When I was a student, this was a very common technique among students to take notes of each class and make proper notes, और by the end of the lecture उनके पास proper एक पूरा handout बना होता था. लेकिन आजकल का बच्चा बिल्कुल भी ये नहीं करता. अब once you move to higher level, I would highly recommend that you take notes. It will help you become a good reader, listener, and writer as well. Now, if you do not take notes well or do not take them at all, in university level, then it is important that you actually grow and develop this essential skill. Because without this, you might have the degree, you might have the degree with 4/4 CGPA as well, but then you will not have the capacity to be efficient enough. ठीक है, efficiency जो है वो practice से आती है. The more you practice, for example, why do you need to practice it? Once you enter your professional life as an employee or employer, you will be asked to read and write a lot of things, right? So note taking can help you in that regard. When taking notes, keep in the mind the following 7 principles. Record publication dates. That's important, especially in MS level and any research level. सबसे important चीज publication date है. Review the text before you take notes. Like I told you, मैं उसी वक्त लिखना शुरू नहीं करती. I take some time, try and observe, and then write. And that is a good practice. उसी वक्त लिखने पे बहुत ही superficial सी meaning create होती है. Maintain a central place for your notes. Now you must have same folder, same copy, notebook with you. ये ना हो कि आपका एक नोट किसी एक पेज पे है और दूसरा नोट किसी दूसरे पेज पे है. That will be a bad habit. Then paraphrase and summarize ideas. Do not just copy paste all the material and all the ideas from the actual text as it is. You must always paraphrase and summarize. That is the best practice. बहुत सारे words professors and teachers बोलते हैं जो हमें नहीं समझ आते, बुक्स में होते हैं, रीडिंग में होते हैं, नहीं समझ आ रहे, लेकिन ओवरऑल मीनिंग जनरेट होता है माइंड में. सो यू शुड राइट ओवरऑल मीनिंग लाइक दैट. Note your thoughts. Do not forget to actually keep your thoughts in mind because they have a great value. Note down such things as your ideas, point of views. Here again, I'll be giving you example from my understanding. When I was searching for a research topic, I would go to different seminars, conferences, classes, presentations, and whenever something, इंटरेस्ट्स मी, मैं उसको कहीं पे नोट कर लेती थी. अब जब मेरे पास एक्चुअल टाइम आया कि मैंने कोई आइडिया फॉर्मुलेट करना है, तो मैंने वो सारे आइडियाज जहाँ जहाँ लिखे हुए थे उन्हें इकट्ठा किया. And when I sat down, I was able to mix and match most of the ideas into one solid idea. So noting your original thoughts can definitely help. आपके केस में जब आपको असाइनमेंट असाइन हो रही होती है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट की, नॉट ओनली फॉर इंग्लिश, आप वो जो इम्पोर्टेंट बात आपका टीचर बताता है उसको कहीं लिख लें. फिर जब आप बैठेंगे असाइनमेंट करने के लिए, तो यू विल सी कि इंस्ट्रक्शन आपको ज्यादा बेहतर समझ आएंगी जो कि लिखे हुए फॉर्मेट में आपके पास आती हैं. देन बी क्रिएटिव. डू नॉट बी बोगी ऑफ एन इंजन ओनली. एक ट्रेन होती है ना, उसका एक इंजन होता है और बाकी सब जो आप कह लें जो बॉक्सेस होते हैं वो बोगी होती है जिसको इंजन खींच के चलाता है. तो यू हैव टू बी the engine of your own train. You can't be just the bogie. Not all the time, of course. Sometimes you can be very simple, but most of the time, you have to be creative. You should be reflective. You should depend on your own information and thoughts, and you should be able to execute proper write up and proper execution of ideas and themes as well. Then review your notes. Without reviewing, डेफिनेटली उनमें एक्यूरेसी इश्यूज आ सकते हैं, रीडेबिलिटी इश्यूज आ सकते हैं. देयरफॉर यू शुड क्लैरिफाई जितनी जल्दी हो सके सो दैट full reference is there. So these 7 principles for note taking are essential that one must remember. Then we have the ninth strategy, that is managing vocabulary. Even if you are a native English speaker, you may at times feel overwhelmed by the amount of unfamiliar vocabulary you encounter, right? Of course, as a university student, you will have terminologies, conceptual words, dense words all together, all the time coming to you. Therefore, you must learn. Acha, I can share one strategy that I utilize myself. I was watching a show and the character used a word astral projection. अब मुझे नहीं पता था what is that, right? Now it somehow something motivated me to go online and check what it is. Now I think I will never forget the meaning of astral projection now. So अगर जब आपके माइंड में कोई क्वेरी आती है, आप उसको उसी वक्त उसका यूसेज और मीनिंग देख लें, तो 90% चांसेस होते हैं कि वो रिटेन हो जाता है. यानी वो आपके जो वर्ड बैंक है, vocabulary बैंक है, उसमें रजिस्टर हो जाता है. This can definitely help. When using your dictionary, know that what words can be ignored and how and which words should be added. You may be able to do this if you guess using the context, guess using prefixes, suffixes, and word stems. Context क्या होता है? It's the background knowledge attached with the word. For example, this is an example that I usually give in the classes, that is syntax. Syntax is in computer sciences as well, and it is also available in linguistics as well. Linguistics is the scientific study of linguistics. ठीक है? Linguistics में syntax का मतलब है to study the sentence structure. And in computers, syntax is also a structure, but वो different किस्म का structure है. तो ये contextualized word है, ठीक है? अगर एक computer वाला computer scenario में use करेगा, it would have a different meaning. और अगर एक linguist use करेगा, तो definitely it would have a different meaning. Then prefixes and suffixes क्या होते हैं? These are affixes, ठीक है? जैसे unkind में un जो है वो prefix है, और हैप्पीनेस में नेस जो है वो सफिक्स है. वर्ड इसमें वर्ड स्टेम्स या मेन वर्ड हेड वर्ड कौन से होते हैं, स्टेम वर्ड्स कौन से होते हैं? जैसे अनहैप्पीनेस में हैप्पी इज द स्टेम वर्ड, द मेन वर्ड, नेस इज द सफिक्स, एंड अन इज द प्रीफिक्स. So these could help you. Then the 10th and the last strategy, reading with others. Consider getting a study buddy or study group. Be careful to keep focused on what you need to do, and you may find that by sharing notes, explaining and asking, and you must acknowledge the fact कि ऐसा होता है कि एक टीचर से बेहतर आपको आपका क्लासमेट पढ़ाता है और आपको उसकी ज्यादा समझ भी आती है. और व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट, तो मुझे कोई कॉन्सेप्ट अगर याद रखना है या समझना है, आई यूज टू एक्चुअली शेयर इट विद माय स्टडी बडीज या ग्रुप कह लें, एंड वी यूज टू शेयर थॉट्स विद ईच अदर. अब मेरे में नोट टेकिंग भी एक आप कह लें कि आदत थी, टीचर्स ने बना रखी थी, हम करते थे, हमें आदत थी, ठीक है. अब मेरी जो कॉपी हुआ करती थी, जो नोटबुक होती थी, मिड से पहले, फाइनल टर्म से पहले पूरी क्लास कॉपी करवाती थी, because I used to take each and every minute detail that I could possibly note down. So फिर later on what happens कि even though these students they would get my notes, they were not able to understand it fully. तो फिर उस केस में I had to study with them. So they became my study group or study buddies. सो आप जब दूसरों के साथ पढ़ते हैं, जैसे मैंने आपकी क्लास में कुछ बच्चों को आपस में डेफिनेटली देखा है, दे डिस्कस विद ईच अदर, and that is a reading strategy that helps. Other than this, reading strategy could be, for example, when I was doing my PhD coursework, it was common for the professor to give us 15 articles for each class. एक हफ्ते में एक ही क्लास होती थी और उसके लिए 15 आर्टिकल्स पढ़ कर आने थे. We were only 4 students. अब प्रॉब्लम ये थी कि हम सब जॉब करते हैं और सबके और मसाइल हैं. अब हम 15 के 15 चारों नहीं पढ़ सकते थे, तो व्हाट वी यूज टू डू इज कि हम 4 4 और 5 के रेशियो से डिवाइड कर लेते थे, और ईच इंडिविजुअल वुड कंट्रीब्यूट, मेक नोट्स फॉर द अदर वन. फॉर एग्जांपल, पर्सन ए मेक्स नोट्स ऑफ 4 articles, पर्सन बी मेक्स notes on fifth to eighth article, and then the rest is done by the other two. फिर हम एक दूसरे के साथ डिस्कस करते थे. दैट इज रीडिंग विद अदर्स, एंड इट डेफिनेटली हेल्प्स अ लॉट. Finally, if you continue to find reading difficult, remember this. Reading at university level is difficult. However, if you put in the time and effort, you may start to enjoy the challenge. So these are the 10 strategies that I wanted to share with you about reading skills, which you probably have already studied in first semester. Now, if you have any questions regarding reading skills and these 10 strategies, please go ahead and ask. Well, well, if everything is clear, then write in the chat box that clear. It is clear. या सिर्फ clear लिख दें so that I know that you've understood. Okay, so most of you have written that it is clear. That's a good sign, I believe. Now let's take a look at a reading. Acha, before we do so, can you tell me what is the difference between a paragraph and a passage? Passage और paragraph में क्या फर्क है? Is there a difference or not? क्या difference है भी कि नहीं? Okay, as usual, no response. So passage is the combination of somebody raised hand. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and बताएं.
मैम पैसेज जो है वो हम अक्सर स्टोरी या किसी भी पैराग्राफ से लेते हैं। पैराग्राफ नहीं, मतलब किसी टॉपिक या नॉवल वगैरह से लेते हैं हमेशा, लेकिन पैराग्राफ जो है वो हम खुद लिखते हैं अक्सर।
Okay, in one sense, perhaps it is correct. SM कह रहे हैं कि para has its own topic where a passage is taken from a text. That is also correct. Now, passage is the combination of different paragraphs. पैराग्राफ एक अलग एंटिटी है, लेकिन पैसेज में मल्टीपल पैराग्राफ्स हो सकते हैं जो कि एक वाइडर या लार्जर टेक्स्ट से लिए जा सकते हैं। जैसे कि जो शॉर्ट स्टोरी है, लेट्स से उसके 12 पैराग्राफ्स है और उसमें से मैं आपको एक एक्सट्रैक्ट देती हूँ जो कि बीच के 3 पैराग्राफ्स हैं, तो वो एक पैसेज कहलाएगा, ना कि एक पैराग्राफ। ठीक है, आई एम गोइंग टू रीड दिस रीडिंग. This reading is called Coco, and it's non-fictional. Although I usually enjoy fictional, but because you guys are from AI and you do not understand or enjoy fiction, therefore I've taken this one. This is the easiest one that I can find. So non-fiction reading test. The title is Coco. Read the following passage and answer the following questions. Refer to the text to check your answers when appropriate. ठीक है, आई होप इट्स विजिबल. मैं इसको जूम कर देती हूँ और okay. Did you know that humans are not the only species that use language? Bees communicate by dancing, whales talk to each other by singing, and some apes talk to humans by using American Sign Language. Meet Coco, a female gorilla born at the San Francisco Zoo on July 4th, 1971. Coco learned sign language from her trainer, Dr. Penny Peterson. Patterson began teaching sign language to Coco in 1972. When Coco was 1 year old, Coco must have been a good student because 2 years later, she moved on to the Stanford University campus with Dr. Patterson. Coco continued to learn on the campus until 1976. That is when she began living full time with Peterson's group, the Gorilla Foundation. Peterson and Coco's relationship has blossomed ever since. Dr. Peterson says that Coco has mastered sign language. She says that Coco knows over 1,000 words and that Coco makes up new words. For example, Coco did not know the sign for ring, so she signed the words finger and bracelet. Dr. Peterson thinks that this shows meaningful and constructive use of language. Not everyone agrees with Dr. Peterson. Some argue that apes like Coco do not understand the meaning of what they are doing. Skeptics say that these apes are just performing complex tricks. For example, if Coco points to an apple and signs red or apple, Dr. Peterson will give her an apple. They argue that Coco does not really know what the sign apple means. She only knows that if she makes the right motion, one which Dr. Peterson has shown her, then she gets an apple. The debate is unresolved, but one thing is for certain: Coco is an extraordinary ape. Sign language isn't the only unusual thing about Coco. She's also been a pet owner. In 1983, at the age of 12, researchers said that Coco asked for a cat for Christmas. They gave Coco a stuffed cat. Coco was not happy. She did not play with it and she continued to sign sad. So, for her birthday in 1984, they let her pick a cat out of the abandoned litter. Coco picked a gray cat and named him All Ball. Dr. Peterson said that Coco loved it and nurtured All Ball as though he were a baby gorilla. Sadly, All Ball got out of the Coco's cage and was hit by a car. Peterson reported that Coco signed bad, sad, bad and frown, cry, frown, sad when she broke the news to her. It seems like Peterson and Coco have a good relationship, but not everyone agrees with it. Some critics believe that Peterson is humanizing the ape. They believe that apes should be left in the most natural state possible. Even Dr. Peterson struggles with these feelings. When asked if her findings could be duplicated by another group of scientists, she said, "We do not think that it would be ethical to do again." She went on to argue that animals should not be kept in such unnatural circumstances. Nonetheless, Coco lives in her foundation today. As for the future, Dr. Peterson and the Gorilla Foundation would love to get Coco to an ape preserve in Moi, but they are having trouble securing the land. So unless you have a few $1 million to spare, Coco is going to be spending her time in Woodland, California with Dr. Peterson. Coco probably doesn't mind that. If she moved to Hawaii, she'd have to give up her Facebook page and Twitter feed, and she's got like 50,000 likes. Some may deny that she knows sign language, but nobody says that she doesn't know social networking. So this was a short reading, a passage from a real life example. Coco is a real character, and you will find videos on her. She has died now. I think 2014 or 13 she has died, and you'll find that this is a real life information. Now, these are some questions, follow-up questions that you have to answer, right? And you will do it at your own and let me know if you find any problem. Then you look at this long response questions. Does Coco really understand sign language? Support your position with quotes from the text. अब या तो आप इसको आर्ग्यू करेंगे कि नहीं वो नहीं करती, और या फिर आप आर्ग्यू करेंगे कि वो करती है, लेकिन दोनों केसेस में यू विल हैव टू टेक योर पोजीशन. You will have to add text from the original text to support your claim. आप जो भी claim करेंगे आप उन कोट्स को फर्दर एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है कि जो टेक्स्ट में मिलता जुलता इंफॉर्मेशन है वो आप चुपचाप यहाँ पर उसी तरह से लिख दें. नहीं, यू हैव टू आर्ग्यू योर पॉइंट thoroughly. आर्ग्यूमेंट जो होता है इट इज अ लिटिल डिफरेंट. ठीक है, आर्ग्यूमेंट किस तरह से डिफरेंट होता है कि आप कहें कि यस कोको डज अंडरस्टैंड साइन लैंग्वेज बिकॉज शी वाज taught by Dr. Peterson in the university, etc., etc. She used to do this and she used to do that. That possibly means that she could understand. तो ये सारी चीजें लॉन्ग रिस्पॉन्स में आपको लिखनी है. Then what lesson can readers learn from it? Now this is an open-ended question. Questions बहुत सारे types के होते हैं बेटा. एक होता है open-ended, एक होता है क्लोज्ड एंडेड। ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन होता है जिसमें आपकी इंटरप्रिटेशन, आपका इन्फ्रेंस, आपका कंक्लूजन, आपका एनालिटिक रीडिंग, आपकी क्रिटिकल रीडिंग इन्वॉल्व होती है। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर आप आंसर अपने से देंगे, लेकिन एविडेंस कहाँ से लेंगे? यू विल बी टेकिंग एविडेंस फ्रॉम द टेक्स्ट to strengthen your position. Then make an inference, describe how Dr. Peterson feels about the relationship that she shares with Coco. Inferencing is also a skill, a strategy that you should know. ठीक है, सो इस तरह के रेलेवेंट रीडिंग आपको पढ़नी आनी चाहिए, इन्फर करनी आनी चाहिए, सो दैट यू आर नॉट कंफ्यूज्ड एट ऑल। अब आपके पास 30 minutes बचे हैं। Go ahead and attempt these questions. Okay, I'm going to send this reading to Hamad. He's going to share it in your WhatsApp group. Go ahead. दोबारा पढ़ना है दोबारा पढ़े, नहीं तो क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स लिखें, कहीं पर लिख लीजिए, और उसके बाद आप इसको मुझे क्लास में आप मेरे साथ इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, आई एम सेंडिंग इट टू हमाद। Okay, the reading has been sent to your CR, so he'll forward it to you. I will upload it on GC as well, तो वहां से भी आप देख सकते हैं। Other than this, beta, you are going to have your quiz number 4 on Monday. ठीक है, मैं अपलोड कर देती हूँ, अनाउंसमेंट लिख देती हूँ कि कौन से मटेरियल से वो क्विज होगा। इसके अलावा असाइनमेंट 4 भी पोस्ट कर दी जाएगी, वो भी आपने करनी है। असाइनमेंट 4 और जो क्विज 4 है वो इन्हीं सारी चीजों में से होगा जो पिछली 3-4 क्लासेस में हमने डिस्कस किया। ठीक है, उसके साथ में रेलेवेंट मटेरियल कहाँ अवेलेबल है उसका लिंक भी पोस्ट कर दूंगी, सो दैट यू कैन अटेम्प्ट इट। डेडलाइन भी दी जाएगी, एवरीथिंग विल बी देयर। Now go ahead, utilize these 30 minutes and do this reading, finish it, and then bring it in the class. और इसके अलावा 2-3 रीडिंग्स मैं आपको और भेजूंगी जिसका प्रिंट आप क्लास में लाएंगे, so that we can discuss it. Let me post it on GC, this Coco reading, ताकि आप देख सके। Okay, I've uploaded the reading strategies and I'm now uploading the Coco material as well, और कुछ और samples भी attach करूंगी, वो भी पढ़ लीजिएगा। Okay, it has been posted. All right. Yes, please, you can go ahead and offer your prayers and finish it, and then we can conclude the class as well. Okay, these are some very basic reading handouts that I found, and I think some of you won't be able to do this even. Look at the reading. It says The Wishing Frog. Who would like to read it for the rest of the class? And then we have 4 to 5 questions जो आपने आंसर करने हैं, ठीक है? इस देयर वॉलंटियर जो इसको पढ़ेगा? Go ahead. Yes, please go ahead. जिसने भी हाथ रेस किया बेटा पढ़े.
A frog lives in my back garden. I hear it a lot. It goes na deep, na deep, na deep, na deep. I haven't seen it much, only 3 times. When I go outside, it stops croaking. Mom told me to make a wish every time I see it. When I hear it tonight, I am going to creep outside on my tiptoes so it won't know I am coming. Then, if I see it, I am going to close my eyes and wish for.
अब देखें, अगर हम रीडिंग स्ट्रेटजीज जो हमने डिस्कस की हैं अभी, उसमें देखें तो इस रीडिंग को बेहतर करने के लिए फ्रेज रीडिंग, मीनिंगफुल फ्रेज रीडिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड, such as a frog lives in my back garden. I hear it a lot. It goes nadeep, 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 nadeep. I haven't seen it much, only 3 times. When I go outside, it stops croaking. Mom told me to make a wish every time I see it. When I hear it tonight, I'm going to creep outside of my tiptoes so it won't know I'm coming. Then, if I see it, I'm going to close my eyes and wish for. This is how you're supposed to read. ठीक है? जहां हमें समझ आ रही हो. Now, first question is, now you have to answer these questions with full sentences. Pretend that you're the writer. Where does the frog live? The first question is, where does the frog live? इसका आंसर बताएंगे हमें मोहम्मद मास. बेटा बताएं, what is the answer? Where does the frog live? नहीं ना सुनते आप लोग, पता है मुझे, फिर बाद में आके आप लोग कह रहे होते हैं. खैर, मोमिना, बेटा बताएं, what is the answer to this question? Where does the frog live? जी सैयद अली, आप बताएं बेटा.
Ma'am, in his back garden.
अच्छा देखिए, pretend you are the writer. आप राइटर हो तो फिर आंसर क्या होगा? लुक एट द
In my back garden.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली, ये छोटी छोटी इंस्ट्रक्शंस है जिनको हमने करेक्ट रखना है. देन सेकंड क्वेश्चन, व्हाट साउंड डज द फ्रॉग मेक? ये बहुत आसान है. जी आमना.
Ma'am, it's Nadeep Nadeep.
यस, इट्स नदीप 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 नदीप. अब नदीप को वो जो हम मैंने तो कुर करते हुए सुने, ये नदीप मैंने पहली दफा सुना है. खैर कोई नहीं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 देखें. ये बहुत ही बेसिक है. ये करने का रीजन ये है कि कुछ तो आप पार्टिसिपेट करें, क्योंकि कोको वाले में तो कोई इंटरेस्टेड लगा नहीं मुझे. व्हाट डज द फ्रॉग डू व्हेन यू गो आउटसाइड? व्हाट डज द फ्रॉग डू व्हेन यू गो आउटसाइड?
मैम मैं बता दूं?
जी जी हसनैन बताएं.
And it stopped
It
talking.
stops croaking.
Yes, when I go outside, it stops croaking. Properly उसका आंसर देखिए. इंस्ट्रक्शन कहती है आंसर in whole sentences. Pretend that you're the writer. ठीक है. Then we have number 4. Tonight the frog won't know you're coming. Why not? Tonight the frog won't know that you're coming. Why not? What is the answer to this question? जी सुभान.
You, ma'am, I'll be on my tiptoes.
Okay. Question है, take a look on the question is, tonight the frog won't know you're coming. Why not? Because I will be on my tiptoe. That's great. Then we have, if you see the frog tonight, what will you wish for? अब इसका आंसर क्या होगा? Although यहाँ हमारे पास टेक्स्ट में तो ये नहीं है ना आंसर. Look at the last line. It says, then if I see it, I'm going to close my eyes and wish for. So this is an open-ended question, and you can, definitely add anything to it. Yani you can wish for, um, क्या कह सकते हैं, a Ferrari or a गेमिंग लैपटॉप, या जो आपको पसंद हो आप उसके बारे में बात करें. ठीक है, तो वो आप इसका आंसर करेंगे. यानी आंसर्स जो हैं मोस्टली आपको टेक्स्ट में से भी मिल सकते हैं, और कुछ ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन होते हैं जो आपको खुद उसमें ऐड करना होता है. इसी तरह ये एक पूरी बुक है, बहुत सिंप्लीफाइड है, लेकिन इसमें बहुत अच्छे से वो स्किमिंग, स्कैनिंग, क्रिटिकल रीडिंग वो सब करवाते हैं. तो ये भी अगर आप चाहें तो आप इसको भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इतना आसान एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा. आपको जो करना है, जो रीडिंग्स मैंने अपलोड की हैं उनके लेवल की आपने पढ़नी है. जो आज हमने पढ़ी है वो एलिमेंट्री लेवल की रीडिंग है. ठीक है, उसके आंसर्स आप करके लाएंगे, फिर मुझसे डिस्कशन करेंगे, तो हम फिर इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पे चलेंगे. एडवांस लेवल प्रॉबेबली हम नहीं टच कर पाएंगे बिकॉज उसके लिए आप रेडी नहीं है. तो इंटरमीडिएट लेवल हम देख लेंगे. ठीक है, सो इसमें ये सारी टेक्निक्स आप यूज कर सकते हैं. Any questions from reading skills? If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. No questions, everything is clear. अच्छा, सो आई वॉज टेकिंग योर अटेंडेंस जो मैंने खुद ली है. मैं आपको बस ये बता देती हूँ मेरे पास एब्सेंट कौन मार्क है. अगर आप मीटिंग में हैं तो बेटा बता दें. पीपल हु आर एब्सेंट इन माय लिस्ट आर, प्लीज. अहमद मुस्तफ़ा है क्लास में. अवैस गुल, अजहर परवेज, हमजा आमिर, ईमान तारिक, मोहसिन मजीद, मोहम्मद अब्दुल रहमान, मोहम्मद हमजा अदनान.
मैम आई एम प्रेजेंट.
ठीक है, मैं लगा दूँ. मोहम्मद माज,
Present, ma'am.
और राफाइल अतीक.
मैम मैं भी प्रेजेंट हूँ. मैं हमजा के साथ बैठ के ले रहा हूँ क्लास, क्योंकि मेरे फ़ोन मेरे ईमेल का कोई इशू आ गया.
मोहम्मद अब्बास रजा, बस बाकी सब प्रेजेंट है मेरे पास. ठीक है.
Ma'am.
यस दानियाल, you're present. I have marked you present. इब्राहिम, you're
Ma'am,
present.
Ibrahim 165.
जिनका मैंने नाम नहीं लिया, they are present.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Abdullah is asking about inferencing. What is inferencing? Inferencing is the next step जहां हम infer करते हैं. जैसे अभी जो हमने frog वाला instance देखा, उसमें we can come to a conclusion कि we had to infer a possible answer ourselves. It was not given there. यानी it is reading between the lines. एक और रीडिंग मैं आपसे शेयर करती हूँ जो कि यूजुअली अलग क्लास में मैं करती हूँ, लेकिन चलें अभी देख लेते हैं कि अगर आपको थोड़ा बहुत उसके बारे में समझ आ जाए. Inferencing is usually taught in first semester, तो I'll go back to that material and share it with you here. आसान है इन्फ्लुएंसिंग, इतनी मुश्किल नहीं है, लेकिन उसमें क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग और इस तरह की सारी चीजें यानी माइंड का यूसेज है। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आप सिर्फ कहीं से देख दुख के पढ़ लेंगे, आपको इन्फर करना है यानी अखस करना है। यू हैव टू कंक्लूड इट योरसेल्फ। आपको देखना है कि उसका क्या पॉसिबल मीनिंग हो सकता है। नाउ दिस इज इन्फ्रेंसिंग, हाउ टू मेक इन्फ्रेंसेस। इन्फर अगेन आई विल रिपीट, अखस करना टू कम टू अ कंक्लूजन वेयर यू रीड बिटवीन द लाइंस, यानी टेक्स्ट कुछ कह रहा है लेकिन एग्जैक्टली वो नहीं है जो अपेरेंटली आपको लग रहा हो। Making inferences means reading in between the lines and making intelligent guesses as what is being said or written. जैसे होता है ना कि समटाइम्स कोई हमसे बड़ा sarcastically बात कर रहा होता है, तंजिया बात कर रहा होता है, और हमें पता चल रहा होता है कि वो यू you नो कुछ ऐसा कहने की मतलब वो कुछ कह कुछ रहे हैं और उनका मीनिंग कुछ और है। दैट इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग। जैसे उस दिन आई वाज टेकिंग प्रेजेंटेशन इन वन ऑफ द क्लासेस एंड फर्स्ट द स्टूडेंट रिफ्यूज टू प्रेजेंट एंड लेटर ऑन एंड पे जब रह गए सब खत्म हो गया तो कहते हैं मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन देनी। मैंने कहा इट्स फाइन, आप दे लें प्रेजेंटेशन, आई कांट स्टॉप यू। So he started presenting, but I was not noting anything. I did not note his time. I did not write any commentary for him as well. कोई चीज नहीं लिखी. So he automatically inferred that I have not marked him and I'm not going to give him any scores. So that is inferencing skills where you try to read the gestures, you read the behaviors, you read the text and come to a conclusion कि इसका possible meaning ये हो सकता है. When we infer, we go beyond surface details to see other meanings that are suggested or implied. Implied मतलब कि जो clearly, explicitly नहीं कहा जाता। जैसे अगर आप किसी महफिल में बैठे हैं और आप कुछ इनअप्रोप्रिएट कर रहे हैं और आपके पेरेंट्स आपको एक ग्लेयर देते हैं, आपको मतलब वो आंखें दिखाते हैं, तो आप इन्फर कर लेते हैं दैट यू हैव टू यू नो रेक्टिफाई योर बिहेवियर। आपको किसी न किसी तरह से आपको अपने आप को बेहतर करना है। जैसे ईदी वाला वो जो हमारे घरों में बड़ा कॉमन सी बात है कि ईदी दे दी जा रही हो तो आपके पेरेंट्स आपको देख के कह रहे होते हैं नहीं लेनी, सर हिला के बता रहे हैं, आंखों से बता रहे हैं। दैट इज इन्फ्रेंस के बच्चा इन्फर करने की कोशिश करता है, जजमेंट करने की या कंक्लूजन की तरफ आने की कोशिश करता है कि इस एक्शन का पॉसिबली ये मीनिंग हो सकता है। एक और एग्जाम्पल है, जैसे एनिमल्स होते हैं। उस दिन जब मैं आई डोंट नो वेयर वाज आई बट किसी यूनिवर्सिटी के बाहर गेट के ना फ्लावर्स लगे हुए थे, तो कोई काऊ कहीं से आ गई कहीं आसपास से एंड इट वाज ट्राइंग टू ईट इट। अब वो जो गार्ड था, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड था, वो उसके पास एक डंडा सा एक सोटी सी थी, वो लेकर गया उसकी तरफ और उस एक्शन से उस काऊ ने इन्फर कर लिया दैट इट हैज टू रन एंड इट रैन अवे। ठीक है, तो दैट इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग कि आपको एक्शंस जेस्चर्स और उन चीजों से पता चलता है। नाउ लुक एट दिस एग्जांपल, दिस माइट हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड। देयर आर सेवरल वेज to help you make inferences. Look at this sentence: murderers are usually incarcerated for longer periods of time than robbers. Murderers are usually incarcerated for longer periods of time than robbers. Can you infer इसका क्या मतलब हो सकता है? Any guesses? 3 ऑप्शंस भी दिए गए हैं, लॉक्ड अप, एप्रीहेंडेड, इंटेरोगेटेड।
Ma'am, locked up in jail.
Locked up in jail and prison. How do we know this? Because murderers and robbers का आपस में एक कंपैरिजन हो रहा है और दोनों के लिए हमें पता है कि इन वन वे और अनदर दे आर इन प्रिजन। यस, पनिश्ड भी हो सकता है अब्दुल्ला, बट हमारे पास 3 ऑप्शंस थे। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर हमारा आंसर, यहाँ हमने इन्फर किया है। आप में से कुछ को डेफिनेटली ये वर्ड ऑलरेडी आता होगा, कुछ के लिए नया है, तो यहाँ पर हमने ये इन्फर किया है बाय द कॉन्टेक्स्ट एंड कोटेक्स्ट। नाउ लुक एट द नेक्स्ट वन। Those who enjoy going to parties and inviting friends often to their homes for dinner are gregarious. Gregarious means hostile, aloof and sociable. Statement फिर से पढ़ें। Those who enjoy going to parties and inviting friends often to their homes for dinner are gregarious. Yes, Hamad, what is the answer? जी सुभान, आप बता दें।
Ma'am, sociable.
sociable, because hostile and aloof definitely opposite words हैं. Hostile जो कि disrespectful और aggressive होता है, aloof वो होता है वो जो अलग थलग रहता है. तो sociable is the most appropriate one, क्योंकि parties में वही इंसान जाएगा जो मतलब social है. Then look at the second one. Bunny is fearless, but his brother is timorous. Bunny is fearless. Bunny आप एक नाम समझ लें, but his brother is timorous. Courageous, confident और fearful. अब हमारे पास बनी की एक करेक्टरिस्टिक है जो कि fearless है, और कंपैरिजन अगर हमने करना है तो उसकी कंपैरिजन में ऑपोजिट वर्ड क्या होगा? जी सुभान.
fearful,
Fearful, because bunny is fearless, therefore the brother is fearful. और जो ये वर्ड है but, ये coordinating conjunction, ये हमें comparison के बारे में यहाँ पे बता रहा है. Then number 3, Abu gave credence to my story, but Ammi's reaction was one of total disbelief, belief, distrust and ignore. Credence, अब credence का probably आपको meaning शायद ना पता हो, मगर Ammi's reaction was one of total disbelief. तो क्या आंसर हो सकता है इसका? जी सुभान.
belief,
Belief, because Ammi is in disbelief, so father is going to be in belief. So ये inferencing होती है जहां आप infer करने की कोशिश करते हैं. They are very easy, or these exercises are very fun to read. We'll do this exercise number 14 in the next class as well. So अब जब करेंगे तो आपको ये बहुत बेसिक है. आपको यूजुअली बेसिकली या बेसिक लेवल से आगे जाना है, वो भी मैं आपको अपलोड कर दूंगी, आप पढ़िएगा, ठीक है? सो दिस इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग स्किल्स. रीडिंग स्किल्स हो गए. आपको एलिमेंट्री रीडिंग मैंने भेज दी है जिसके आंसर्स आप करके लाएं और मुझसे नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करें. और आपका क्विज 4 और क्विज नहीं, असाइनमेंट 4 में अनाउंस कर देती हूँ, वो आपने वहां से देखकर उसको टाइमली सबमिट कर लेना है. और अदर देन दिस बेटा, गेट योर short attendance forms assigned by me on Monday and submit so that I can revive your attendance. और रिवाइव करने के बाद अगर आप एब्सेंट हो रहे हैं तो आई विल मेक श्योर दैट यू डू नॉट सिट इन द क्लास, ठीक है? एंड यू डू नॉट सिट इन द
मैम
पेपर एज वेल. तो हमाद आपने क्या करना है, आपने इन सब से इनका जो वो फॉर्म है वो कलेक्ट कर लेना है जिसकी कम है, और आपने मंडे को मुझे देनी है. तो फिर मैं क्रॉस चेक करके कि इनकी क्या प्रोग्रेस है उसके मुताबिक वहां पे कमेंट लिख दूंगी. जी अब बताएं क्या कह रहे हैं आप? कुछ कहने लगे थे आप, बताएं.
मैम अटेंडेंस का हो रहा था, वो मैं नमाज पढ़ने गया था, तो होगी कि नहीं?
अटेंडेंस हो गई है ना बेटा, ले ली मैंने अटेंडेंस.
मेरी प्रेजेंट मार के मैं तो स्टार्ट से क्लास में अभी नमाज पढ़ने गया था मस्जिद में.
मुझे पता है हमारे सब ऑनलाइन लगा कर इधर उधर चले जाते बेटा, मैंने आपकी अटेंडेंस लगा दी है. अगर आप यहाँ होते तो आपको पता होता. कोई बात नहीं.
मैम आपने 10 मिनट की ब्रेक दी है ना, तो मस्जिद गया था बस फास्ट पढ़ने, वापस आया तो अटेंडेंस शायद हो चुकी.
ओके, यू आर मार्क्ड प्रेजेंट.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
All right, that's all for today. You're free to leave. Allah Hafiz. See you on Monday with your quiz number 4 and assignment number 4. Take care.